All right, today we're gonna use what we did yesterday, how to draw a pumpkin looking at life, but we're gonna use wax resist technique. So get out your crayon, write your name on the bottom. The crayon is the wax. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek at this technique.
I should have closed how the wax is repelling the watercolor, okay?
All right,
now,
so the wax will repel or
colors
resist.
you have in your sky, remember it's your sky, you make it your favorite, this is your personal.
All right, so we've done this before. Can you say wax resist?
Wax resist.
All right, now you're gonna pick any color. Can you tell I used a blue crayon here for the wax? You can do any color at all. Because someone said, oh, I don't have black, I don't have this color. Today, this time I'm gonna do a purple pumpkin. Now let's look at life. Let's look at these pumpkins. And let's remember how we did a pumpkin. This time we're gonna do a big pumpkin because it's fall. I'm gonna do a really light shape, really lightly to get started to map out where my pumpkin shape's gonna be. Next, if you remember, if you recall, we're gonna do a curve to show where the stem of the pumpkin is gonna grow from. And then from that curve to show dimension, you decide which direction you're gonna have your pumpkin stem go. Okay, then when you do the stem, you're overlapping the back of the pumpkin for dimension. Look at the way God created the stems. They're really cool. They have, kind of like the bark of a tree, they have some lines, which will give it more realism. Now decide which color your light is. I'm gonna have my light shining this way. I'm gonna have a little more shading on the right side. Since we've been working with tone and shading, you can even do it in crayon, and wax will resist it. Next, you're gonna go where the stem is, and you're gonna start by looking at your pumpkin. See the curves? We're going to start from the middle and do your curve down to the bottom and up. And then you're going to go and make it a little darker, because the darker you do your wax, the more it's going to repel the watercolor paint and bubble and bead off, and it'll resist. Then you go from where the stem is. Remember, this is retention of knowledge. Did you retain what I taught you in pencil yesterday? And we're doing it in wax, which is crayon, in case you didn't hear directions. We're all working with crayon right now, and we're doing wax resist in crayon. Because yesterday I taught you how to do pencil, and now we're doing it in wax, so we can go right to watercolor painting your lion and pumpkin from yesterday, and this. All right, now I'm going to keep going from the middle, where the pumpkin grows, go to the bottom, start with light curves, from the middle down, curves, from the middle stem around all the way to the back. Hopefully you're getting better on your second pumpkin, because the more you do something, the better you get. From the stem, I'm going to go around, and I'm going to start hiding the back creases of my pumpkin, back arches. And then from the stem today, I'm going to teach you to make it a little more dimensional, go all the way back. Now that my pumpkin's done, I'm going to add a little shading or tone where you're going from dark to light, and I'm showing you how you could do this in pencil. Today we're in crayon for wax resist, so it repels your watercolor painting, which is our next layer we're gonna do. And then we're even gonna be able to do this in pen sometimes, once you know how to do tone, darker to lighter. Now, my light's here. Which side should my shadow go? The right or left?
Left.
The right. The left is where my sun is shining, okay? That's gonna be my lightest side, and my darkest side is gonna be over here. So remember how we did with our tone practice? We did your darkest underneath your pumpkin, where there's absence of light. And then you're going to go from darker to lighter. Now I'm going to teach you the shading technique called cross-hatching. If you could do a like a tic-tac-toe board or a checkerboard, that technique is called cross-hatching, where you're going to go from darker under your pumpkin to lighter. Okay? So you guys are all using your wax from your crayon, and you're using your paper, and you're going to now go a little darker for tone on your pumpkin to lighter. And you're giving your pumpkin a little more dimension. And now you could add a little shading on each crease, looking at the pumpkins from life that I'm not going to pass around, because we borrowed these from this hill. All right? So I don't want them to break or anything, because they are fake pumpkins. You could add a little shading or tone. When you're ready, and this is the end of my lesson, then you're going to paint this. And as you're painting this with the control drip and any painting technique, you can even do a jack-o'-lantern, do a face on your pumpkin. You can use what I have out, rainbow color order, in case you didn't see the rainbow color order sheets to remind you what we've done. I had some students doing that. You can make any color you want on your pumpkin. But I want you to use lots of, what do I use to make it see-through? A lot of water. And even if I go really, really dark, can you see the lines through it? Do you see the wax repelling?
Yeah.
That's called, can you say wax resist?
Wax
Wax resist, excellent. And you could do a rainbow pumpkin, any color you want, including making this a masterpiece, which are fall art. And then we're gonna paint what we did yesterday, your lions with your pumpkins. All right? Over and out for today's lesson. I'm gonna keep working on my beautiful colors.